He's a young kid that's been fighting leukemia for a number of months and years and just trying to get over that and enjoying tonight here at Midvale Speedway. So we want to welcome Maddox to the races, and hopefully he enjoys the races here tonight. Anastasia Bloom riding in the 115 car tonight of Howard Bartholow, and in Paul Stahl's 05, Javen Fitch riding along. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of our national anthem. And a good evening and welcome again to Midvale Speedway. It is the 10th night of the 2013 racing season. Did not look like we would have a chance to get to this point possibly when looking at the forecast yesterday for today. Coming out of turn 4, green flag racing, ready for the late model fast heat. Bubba Smith, Brian Smith to the line, and they're underway. Caution flag coming onto the raceway. Yellow flag out. Rosenberry and Miller, the 6 on the track for the fast heat in the late model division. They go to the middle of 3 and 4. They go over to the stripe and 4. Good restart. They're underway. Brian Smith on the outside. Bubba Smith on the inside. Off of the second corner. Here comes Harvey in the 112. Harvey looking to the outside. His car has been fast the last couple of weeks. Harvey looking to the high lane of Bubba Smith for the number 2 position. Good run for Bubba Smith off of the second corner. They single out now, 1st through 6th in this fast heat. Harvey looking to the low side of Smith. And now Mike Miller a run to the outside of Mills. No can do, and Bubba Smith checks up coming off the corner. Harvey nowhere to go, gets into the rear bumper. And now Smith will check up, let Harvey go to the inside. As Brian Smith is in the lead, Harvey in the second spot. Smith has dropped back to 3rd, but a scary moment there as Bubba Smith checked up just a little bit, middle of the back straightaway. Rosenberry trying the high lane in the number 2 car. Alex Rosenberry, the new Philadelphia driver. New clip on the front of that car, partial clip. Mike Miller checking up, heading into the pits. Miller's been having a miss. Something in the engine not up to full par during practice and qualifying earlier. Still turned a pretty good qualifying lap. See how things shake out later on for the feature for Miller, where he came back to a 3rd place run a week ago. 1 to go, white flag for Brian Smith. Harvey holding on to 2nd, Bubba Smith holding on to 3rd, but picking up yet another checkered flag will be Brian Smith, the winner. Harvey 2nd, 3rd place to Bubba Smith, 4th place to Mills, and 5th place. And the number 2 car shaking it down in his first race since fixing up the front end of that car, the number 2 car of Rosenberry. From Canton, Ohio, your winner, Brian Smith. Rounding it out, good run in the feature last week for the 23 of Ron Kirkpatrick from New Philadelphia, the Mars Trucking Car. Green flag, 8 laps, second heat for the late models. Here we go. Jonathan Ritter into the lead in the 28 car. Eichel holding on to the bottom, and Baker getting into him a little bit in turn 2. Wants to go to the bottom. Maybe he'll look to the outside. No, he doesn't. Here comes Tedesco to the high lane. Ryan Tedesco for third. And here comes Baker to the inside. 3 wide. There around goes Tedesco in the 70. .06 of Larry Baker with some contact with him. 6 drivers, 6 or 7 late model drivers tonight in the 14.2 second bracket. Ritter and Tedesco to the green, turn 4. We are back underway. Good restart over in the 4th corner. Ritter taking a half-car length lead down the back stretch. Tedesco fighting back to the outside lane. Ritter giving up the lead to Tedesco at the finish line. Tedesco pulling out front and will clear him on the back straightaway. Ryan Tedesco out front. Ritter falls into the 2nd spot. 3rd place is Schneider. 4th Kirkpatrick. 5th Baker. They complete the halfway mark, 4 laps in, 4 to go. Tedesco keeps it in that 2nd lane while Ritter keeps working the bottom. Ryan Tedesco, the veteran late model driver from New Philadelphia, former competitor in the ASA Late Model Series. Main event competitor with wins. Leading the way with 2 to go. Ritter slides up the track a little bit. Schneider's closing the gap. Baker into the pits in the 06. White flag, 1 to go. Ritter really trying to hang on to a very free, loose race car, and it's going to cost him the 2nd spot as well. Schneider will get to the inside. To the checkered we race. Picking up the win is Tedesco. 2nd spot, Schneider. 3rd spot to Ritter, 4th spot to Kirkpatrick. Ritter really fighting a loose handling number 28 car there in the heat race. Was here hot lapping last night on our Friday test and tune after the rain went through. Claims the victory here in our 2nd heat tonight. Let's hear it for Ryan Tedesco. Starting 7th, a second quick in qualifying. Top qualifier Kevin McClintock. Point leader starts 8th. Sean Kaufman, a late arrival, and so was Sean Martyr in the 25. They start 9th and 10th, and the green is out. Yellow flag out for a failed restart in turn number 4. Brule and McCreary bring him in. Very good start there as they get underway for the green. McCreary pulls ahead in the number 2 car. Westerfield looking to the outside. He slides up the banking. Lucas Ripley looking low. Westerfield's going to be able to make it work in that 2nd lane, though. Last week's feature winner, a little bit of a push in turn 4, but takes over the number 2 spot at the line. Westerfield up to 2nd. Here comes Todd Ripley. Lucas Ripley bobbles. He gets in the middle of a 3-wide sandwich. He checks up, doesn't want to have to clip the car again. And leading the way, the number 2 of Lee McCreary. Second is Westerfield. 3rd is Ripley. 4th is Gruhl. McClintock from the number 8 position now battles for 4th. He's fast tonight. Kevin McClintock going for that number 4 spot. Point leader in the division. He was involved in a crash last week. Mike Bowers making a bold move to get to the inside of Jason Gruhl. He shuffles him back another spot. Bobby Sibla, he gets to the inside. He's up into the number 6 position. 5 laps in at the line, 3 to go for Lee McCreary. Caution flag out. Sean Martyr has gone around in the 25. So we get back underway. McCreary picking it up a little too early. And we'll have another failed restart. With 5 in and 3 to go, working over to the stripe in turn number 4. They pick up the pace, they're off, and they are racing. Westerfield, a feature winner a week ago, became the 9th different modified winner in 9 nights. He exits turn 2 with the lead. McClintock for second. McCreary contact with Westerfield. McClintock in the 3rd spot as they cross the line. Still working forward, though, in his setup and handling number 38 this week. White flag this time, 1 to go for Westerfield. McClintock's going to be able to clear McCreary for the number 2 spot as they race to the checkered up in front. It is Westerfield picking up the victory. McClintock, McCreary, Ripley, and Sibla finishing in the number 5 position. Gel Logistics, Wagner Fabrication sponsoring this number 9 ride. Baker Race Cars also on the side. Radiator Rich. Last week's feature winner, first time in a modified, Tim Westerfield Jr. Driver from Norton, Ohio, 4th place in the standings coming in. McClintock, a good run from the 8th starting position up to 2nd at the end of that heat race. Wood and Moss to the green. A Wood car, the number 22, just not quite getting up to speed as the other cars do on the front straightaway. Into the lead goes Moss. Here comes Oliver. He started in the 3rd row and he's up to 2nd already. Oliver for the number 2 spot. Oliver to the outside lane now. Boron goes back to the inside, and Boron now with a bold move. He's going to go down the backstretch into turn 3. Oliver threading the needle. Moss moves out of the way. Elkins up to the 3rd spot, leading is Boron. Boron, I believe a 2nd or 3rd year pure stock driver, pulling off a veteran move in turns 1 and 2 to go to the inside when he saw Moss starting to push up. Made it 3 wide and eventually took the lead. He gets sideways. Oliver looks to the outside. Boron fighting a loose handling number 82. Elkins locked up the tires, the brakes going into the 1st corner that time. He loses a few car lengths as Schweitzer follows him. 4 in, 4 to go. Here's Oliver looking low. Not quite in far enough. Allows Boron to get back to the bottom. Leading the way is Boron in the 82 car. Oliver working hard in that 2nd spot. Oliver to the inside. He gets a run. He gets up to the door. He's in there now as they head off into the 3rd corner. Oliver locks up the tires. Sideways they are. Elkins takes over the 2nd spot. Here comes the 84 car of Schweitzer. Schweitzer up into the number 3 position. White flag is out, 1 to go. Oliver, Elkins, Schweitzer down, a battle for 3rd. Boron up the track. Ooh, nearly slides in the wall. He's really fighting a loose handling number 82 car. To the checkered flag, picking up the win will be Oliver. 2nd spot to Elkins. 3rd to Schweitzer. 4th to Boron. 5th spot to the 31 car. Made a good move. He dropped to the bottom, went underneath him, went 3 wide. And then he held on to a loose handling car for a while. Oliver got underneath him. Boron gave him room. Teddy smoked the tires going into 3, slid up into him, and they raced for the lead, and Oliver took over, picking up the heat race win. Coming to green off of turn 4, and I don't think that one's going to work. Coming to green off of turn 4, Pritchett and Lewis to the line, and the green is out. Around Pritchett they go. The 39 of Lewis into the lead. Harmon 3 wide after winning a feature last week. He's going to try to back it up with a heat race win tonight. Keefe goes into the second spot. Keefe in the second position, looking to the outside. Harmon waits for an opening. Lewis sideways. Keefe will go into the race lead. Middle of the back straightaway. The former compact competitor, his first pure stock action this season. Harmon takes the second spot, and Lewis drops back to third. 15 of Pritchett is off the pace. He will be under his own power and go into the pits. Leading the way is Michael Keefe. He's running a good race so far. He was here hot lapping the last couple Friday nights. Harmon right there with him, though, trying to see that opening. Here comes Harmon, a little bit sideways, still a good enough run and forward bite to pull up to the door of Keefe, going down into the corner. Up the track they go, sideways, plenty of room for both. And 5 in, 3 to go at the line for Harmon. Contact from Keefe, pushes him up the banking going into the corner. He's sideways. Here comes Keefe back to the inside. Pure stock racing down into the third corner. This time they give each other a little bit of room, and by a little bit, that was just it, a little bit, as Harmon holds them off, and Keefe runs in that number 2 spot. Lap and a half to go. Harmon sideways. Keefe closing the gap again. Goes down into the corner. White flag coming out of turn 4 this time. 1 to go for Harmon. Number 9 car of Harmon has gone under his qualifying time. He's broken out of his qualifying time. That will realign him for the feature. So Harmon will not win this race, and Michael Keefe will pick up his first pure stock win. Second spot to Gary Hoopengarner. Third spot to the 39 of Brian Lewis. Because in the race, he was in the 16-second bracket. Your winner, former compact driver, jumping into a pure stock tonight, Michael Keefe. Out of Massillon, Ohio, the Vegas Knights, Wicked Weekends, Rick's Automotive, M&D Design, and Ace Auto Body car. Getting used to drive in a blue and white car number 99. Number 8 is now Jeffrey Orr. That's the car that John McNutt drove to a second-place run last week. Jeffrey Orr starting in the 6th spot. Rounding it out to the number 4 of Top Qualifier at a new track record for Joe Oliver. Last week's feature winner. We got a lot of contact down in the corner, in the 09 of Wes Ennis is off the pace.
Right front tire, Adam.
So right front tire on the 09 of Wes Ennis down in corner number 1.
Like somebody got into somebody, and I looked up and seen Ennis slow, and that's exactly what that was right front tire. Also debris up in turn 3 too.
He was actually maybe waving at the 27 Braden Swaney on the way by.
I think he told him that he was number 1.
And now Joe Oliver stopping over to talk, asking Ennis about the rear of the car. Row 2 of Swaney and Grove. Jeffrey Orr in a different car this week. That was the McNutt car last week, and we're underway. Down into the corner we go. And we are going to see a yellow as the 8 car of Orr moved from the 3rd lane up into the 2nd lane. Ready for green to the line. They're underway. Joe Oliver to the outside of the number 4 car. He's on the outside of 3 wide now. That car is probably good enough to do it. And that powerful number 4. former car that Kyle Grove used to race, and now we've got some beating, banging, rubbing, turning, crashing. The top 3 fast cars slow themselves down, beating and banging at the back of the field. Leading the way, the 157 of Bob Schneider Jr. pushes up a little bit in 4. Clayton Oliver closing, looking to the inside. Braden Swaney's there as well. Joe Oliver finds the opening to the inside, and here comes Oliver to the inside lane. Joe Oliver for the number 2 spot. He's also going for the 3rd spot. He's got them both. He's up to 2nd. Swaney in 3rd. Oliver in 4th. Orr running 5th. Grove running 6th. And now Oliver will go for the lead. And he's going to take it. Joe Oliver takes over the number 1 spot. White flag this time, 1 to go for the number 4 car of Joe Oliver. 2nd spot, the 157 of Schneider. Joe Oliver in the number 4 car will bring it off to the checkered flag and picks up the win. 2nd spot to the 157 of Schneider, picking up a win last week. It was the first midseason championship trophy that Joe Oliver ever claimed, despite some wins in pure stock racing over the years. Your winner, Joe Oliver. Vegas Night Skill Games, Rob Julian small engine repair car. The number 50 of Joe Leinard behind the wheel from Sherrodsville. The car, Joe Leinard from the Dover, New Philadelphia area. Eastern Ohio Hunting and Fishing Expo car. And rounding it out, the 36 of Rich Dunlap. Dunlap from New Philadelphia, the M&D Design 36. We're underway. Compact 2nd heat race, and here comes Brad McLean in the 80 to the lead. Fighting in the outside groove, the number 28 car of Waylon Orr. He was trailing by 2/100ths of a second that time at the line. Going to be trailing by more than that, I think, this time at the stripe, though he still battles hard in that second groove. Orr has raced in the pure stock and compact divisions this season, as McLean leads in car number 80. Justin Renneker, a little bit of a bump down in turn number 2 with the 80 car of McLean. Mike Swaney trying to make a run in the second groove. Rich Dunlap, the same thing can be said for him, the 36. Renneker trying to set up a move to the inside of McLean, and McLean's car is pushing off the bottom. Single file now, first 5, now make it all 7 cars. McLean leads, Renneker second, third is Clark, 4th place, the 50 of Leinard. Six laps in, final lap and a half now on the back straightaway as the 80 car of Brad McLean sets the pace. Car maybe not handling the greatest, but still handling well enough to hold Justin Riniker off. 1 to go. Joe Leinard ready to make a move for third. Alan Clark right there, and Clark able to hold him off. Clark checks up to avoid contact with Riniker. Going to be a race for third as they come to the checkered. Off of turn number 4, the winner will be Brad McLean. Second spot, Justin Riniker. Third, Alan Clark. Fourth place, the 50 of Joe Leinard. Your winner, let's hear it for the 80 of Brad McLean. Here we go for Brent Schreffler and Kyle Finlayson to turn number 4. Green flag is out. Going to be a caution for a failed restart. Schreffler and Finlayson much more in a side-by-side formation than the last time, and they are underway. The green is out. Finlayson's going to leave turn number 2 with the lead by half a car length over the number 2. Schreffler still fighting, a rookie in the division. Finlayson basically a rookie. Ryan Schreffler hasn't had a whole lot of experience in the 99. He's going to try to pass his brother in the outside lane. That could get interesting. Lainey Stresky picked up her first career heat race win a week ago in the 17. She runs 4th. Former standout Fun Pack driver Blaine Salisbury runs 5th. Leading the way is Finlayson in the 15. Finlayson will lead again at the line, but on the move, Ryan Schreffler, Blaine Salisbury, and Lainey Stresky. They're all 3 closing the gap on the lead duo. Finlayson will get down the straightaway well, just can't quite get it done as well in the corners in that outside lane. He made it happen in the Spectator Drags a week ago where he won. Schreffler leading. Here comes Salisbury. Oh, Blaine Salisbury changing lanes quickly. Nearly went all the way to the bottom. That would have been disastrous. Lainey Stresky trying out the grass. Won on asphalt last week, trying to win on dirt this week. 5 in, 3 to go for Kyle Finlayson. Got him 3 wide, and Stresky coming to a stop up in turn 4. Trying not to get beat by his younger brother in the 4th spot. And Lisa Moore in 5th, ready for green. Here we go. Good restart down in corner 4. Brent Schreffler is going to be able to hold off Blaine Salisbury for now, but how long will that last? Salisbury is going to look to that inside. Nope, he's just going to beat and bang a little bit coming off the second corner. 3 laps to go this time for Schreffler, Salisbury. Finlayson, the leader at the line. Oh, Salisbury some contact. Schreffler down into the grass. Schreffler really checked up, and Salisbury didn't check up quick enough to avoid him. 2 to go. Finlayson with the best run he's had down the front stretch that time. Now up the banking, Schreffler. Salisbury almost had the opening, but he wasn't ready for it. Will these 5 cars make it to the stripe unscathed? They've got 1 lap to go. Finlayson, the leader. Here comes Ryan Schreffler to the high lane. He's going to try a 3-wide pass. Oh, the bottom opens up. Moses parts the Red Sea, and the Moses is Blaine Salisbury, and he takes over the lead on the backstretch, going down into 3 and 4. Up the track, the Schreffler's into the wall. Your win to Salisbury, 2nd spot to Finlayson, 3rd spot to the 95 of Moore. So scary crash at the end between the brothers Schreffler as Brent Schreffler in the 2, Ryan Schreffler in the 99 got together. Looked like something broke on the 2 car of Brent Schreffler as his car slammed into the side of Ryan's, and they went up and slammed the outside retaining wall as this one comes to an end. Blaine Salisbury in the 29 will come to the victory lane. Get his photo taken after his win in the heat. Had plenty of times where the bottom lane opened up, just wasn't able to get in there, and then did on the final lap to take the victory in an exciting heat race here tonight. I'm sure he took a few up there in turn 4 moments ago of the brothers Schreffler crash. The Adventure Harley Davidson. That is a good sign. The PhilChalmers.com, M&D Design, Route 39 Auto Salvage, and a tap and drive through number 29. Let's hear it for the winner, Blaine Salisbury. Look out. It's the 07.
We got a lost right front wheel over here, man. It looks like it's still attached to the hub and everything.
So is it really lost?
It's not lost, but it's detached itself partially.
They've been having problems with that car today. I think they got out on the track for practice earlier. Underway. Five laps in, 3 laps to go. In this compact heat race, Dale Beatty is the race leader.
Did you go get a sandwich?
No, I didn't go get a sandwich. We were watching some extracurricular take place over here, so I was preoccupied. Beatty leading the way. Second spot is Gerald Hahn. Third is Jason Yohn. Fourth is Jamie Beatty. And fifth is Zach Koger. White flag is out on this final lap as the checkered flag will wave for the 97 of Dale Beatty. He claims the victory. Second spot will go to the 13 of Gerald Hahn. Third will go to Jason Yohn. Fourth will go to Koger. And fourth will go to Jamie Beatty. Did not get a chance to qualify. The Beatty Racing, Bucky Mowing, number 97 from New Philadelphia, Dale Beatty. Alan Walker, Howard Bartholow, Chris Bloom, Colton Bryan. 50 of Dan Bucky, the top qualifier in the 05 of Joe Ellerick, completing the field on this big road course event for the Fun Pack division. Alan Walker into the lead with Bartholow running second. Colton Bryan up to the third spot. Chris Bloom is fourth. And top qualifier Dan Bucky is in the number 5 spot. 1 complete, 7 to go. Oh, only 2 cars going into the grass on that hard right, making a hard left turn. Caught in the middle 3 wide was Howard Bartholow. Alan Walker in the number 88 car leading the way. Walker leading. Bryan in second. Third spot is Bartholow. And fourth is now Bucky. Bucky ready to make a move for third. Bryan ready to make a move for the lead. Colton Bryan starting to look to the high lane. Car pushing a little bit too much, though. Walker's going to be able to hold him off. And Bartholow closing, as well as Bucky and Bloom to the rest of the pack up front. Bryan goes way high coming out of turn 2 that time. Walker slips back out front into a several car length lead. Alan Walker leading the way. Colton Bryan has closed back in. Haven't seen a whole lot of passing yet in this heat race. Trying to set each other up, and Bryan now goes again to the outside lane. Down through the grass they go, and Alan Walker holds on to the lead. Here comes Bartholow. Bryan closes the door on Bartholow going into the first corner of the big track. Here comes Dan Bucky in the number 50 in the outside lane. Colton Bryan going to try it again in the second groove. Bumper to bumper front of the pack. Colton Bryan does get to the inside now, and the inside then becomes the outside. It will be the white flag this time. 1 lap to go. Colton Bryan still trying. Hasn't been able to make it happen yet. Walker using up the rumble bumps. They're all checking up as they go into the corner. Beating and banging. Bartholow going to take over the second spot. Alan Walker leading the way with less than a half lap to go. They'll come off of turn number 4 across the stripe right there, and picking up the win is Walker. Second spot goes to the 115 of Bartholow. Third to Colton Bryan.
Interesting.
Let's have a nice round of applause for the winner, Alan Walker. Walker claims the victory. The 49 of Calvin Tucker starts 5th. The green is out. Kyler Bertram, a 3-wide move on the backstretch, and the track record holder and top qualifier just like that has already gone to the front. Gets a little bump from Keith Anderson, middle of the corner. Doug Decker in the middle. Anderson goes up the banking, takes his lane away a little bit, and he'll have to reset it up on the backstretch. Anderson inside, Decker on the outside. Leading the way is Kyler Bertram. Bruce George in the 13 truck got a little squirrely coming off before that time. Was able to keep it in the right direction. Halfway this time, 4 laps in, 4 laps to go on our mini truck heat race. Two to go. Final 2 laps for the 155 of Bertram. Calvin Tucker in the 49 truck takes it to the pits.
He's tucking it away, Adam.
At least for a couple of hours until the mini trucks run again. White flag waving, last lap for the 155 of Bertram. The Lakes Auto Recycling State Farm Insurance 155 of Kyler Bertram picking up the win. That might actually be John behind the wheel tonight from what I just saw. 64 car of Doug Decker. It's a truck actually, and he finishes in the 2nd spot for the kids get to ride around the track in some race cars. Lakes Auto Recycling, State Farm Insurance, Bond Heating and Cooling, Tony Newman Roofing. It is John Bertram behind the wheel of the 155 truck, setting the track record tonight in the mini truck division, claiming the win here tonight in the heat. They're getting a 1 to go signal from Matthew Mills, who is the go-kart flagman here at Midvale Speedway. He's also the driver of the number 4 late model. The 26 is Braden Scott. The 20 is Sam Bigham. The 28 is Ty Knowles. Andrew Collins Jr. is not here tonight, and Cody Stillian is driving the 25. The green is out, and we've got trouble. Down in turn number 2 of the big oval, we've got a spin. They keep moving, and now yellow flag waves. They'll slow the pace and realign them. Years of age, drives the number 25, sponsored by A1 Towing and Super Sign Guys. And the green is out, and they're underway. Clean and green this time. They go down through the infield. Leading the way is the 25, I believe, of Cody Stillian. Get through the tight corner on the track to get him back onto the back straightaway in that tight right and left-handed corner. It is the 25 leading the way. Cody Stillian, Bo Power in second. Third is Ty Knowles, the top qualifier. Watch that third-place kart. He was the fastest in qualifying. Going to try to set up those 2 in front of him, find a passing zone. It usually comes out of the tight corner. Will he do it? He gets to the inside of the second-place competitor, Bo Power. Not able to make the move. Any relation to Will Power, do you think, over there, Chris Kale? Oh, he's talking on his cell phone.
No, he's not talking on his cell phone. I'm here. I'm taking video.
Oh, taking video.
I am. I'm being a videographer right now. And talking. I'm doing 2 things at once.
I bet the video footage is really steady.
It is. It's good stuff. I think they're going to like it.
Bo Power is in the number 2 spot. Ty Knowles is running third. Knowles looking to the outside lane. 3 laps in.
It could be a relation to willpower, especially if we had Verizon on the side of that cart.
Be a 12-lap feature event, and building up a lead right now is Cody Stillian. Oh, and around goes, I believe that's the 4th place competitor, Braden Scott. And he'll back it down into the Uke tire. And I think he might be dead in the water, literally, if there's a puddle there. Rolling around. Under green. Up, the cone has been moved. The cone has been displaced. Five laps in, 7 laps to go. Leading the way is Stillian. Bo Power in second. Third is Ty Knowles. Knowles is maybe the quickest car. Oh, not there. Got on the brakes a little too hard, slid sideways, and lost plenty of distance. Going to be in trouble now. So now, Jim Scott kicking the cone out of the way, letting the carts go by. There you go. Put it back together. Put it back on the corner there of the corner. Corner of the corner. As leading is Cody Stillian. I think Cody's got this race in the bag. Competition falling backward. Ty Knowles was the odds-on Vegas favorite. But Knowles has slipped back into that 3rd spot and back a large gap. 4 to go this time, down to the final 1/3 of the race. Cody Stillian still clicking off some good laps. Midvale Karting Series competes here just about every other Sunday during the summer. MidvaleKarting.com, the place to go for information on the Midvale Karting Series. They run on this road course. They run on a small oval. They run on a big oval. A number of different racetracks they compete on in several different divisions, all the way from 5-year-old kids up to veteran-aged adults that compete with the Midvale Karting Series. White flag waves for the 25 of Cody Stillian.
I'll come over and get an interview from the young man if you don't mind.
That would be great, Chris. Picking up the victory, our driver from Richfield, Ohio, 8 years old. A1 Towing, Super Sign Guys, the sponsor. For Cody Stillian. Cody Stillian taking the checkered around for his win in the Midvale Karting Series Cadet 80cc race tonight.
Hey, Adam, I will pass along a little information to you. Coyote Cody was your winner. He also races a junior sprint up at Deerfield and has raced mini wedges out at 250 and at Hilltop.
Who was that again?
Coyote Cody Stillion.
Oh, so he's got plenty of racing experience. He's 8 years old, but he's a veteran.
Yes, he is. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Coyote Cody. Why don't you take that helmet off, buddy, and let's talk a little bit. I know it's sweaty. I'm telling you. So you raced a little dirt, and you also race asphalt. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you'd like to be called Coyote Cody, huh?
Because I'm fast as a coyote.
I like it. I like it. Hey, buddy, I don't know if you remember, but I seen you race down at 250 a couple times in a mini wedge down there.
Yep, a mini wedge, a wedge cut.
And you also run junior sprint up at Deerfield, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And you decided to come out tonight to the Midvale Karting Series and whoop some butt, right?
Yep.
Well, congratulations, buddy. Who you want to thank tonight?
Well, I want to thank my dad, my grandpa, my mom, and my little crazy brother, Casey.
And his little crazy brother, Casey. All right, well, good job, buddy. Congratulations. And we're going to see you in a bigger car down here eventually?
I don't know. Hard to say.
Hard to say, but you're going to keep racing, right?
Yep.
All right, well, congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Coyote Cody Stillion.
So we have some cars lining up in the pits right now. And I wonder what they're lining up for, Chris. It takes you a long time to answer sometimes. It's like the satellite feeds on Today's Show in the morning when I'm interviewing somebody from Pakistan.
Well, look, you always yell at me for walking around and this thing's clicking.
Oh,
so
I know,
I'm trying to shut it off.
Well, I might, that's the only problem with it. But when you're on this side, it's not going to click like that because you're on this side. It's close to the receiver.
Well, then I'll leave it on then.
All right.
But I believe that they're lining up for one of my all-time favorite things to do. It's kids riding a cars night, man. Am I going to get to ride in a car?
You can if you would like to.
Hey, I'm going to hop in somebody's.
Yeah, we had a little debate earlier this evening, Alan and I did on Facebook about what pizza you want to get. I'm not going there. He said he's not either. All right, we're piling in the cars in there. Now, if I'm not right, Adam, we have to make sure that at least legs are inside the car, correct? We don't want nobody sitting in the back of these things with their legs hanging on. That would be correct. Okay, good idea. To make sure legs are inside.
Get my baby granddaughter there. Give me a good shot of her there. Future racer, huh? Hi, Tony.
Then we'll stop them, and then reload for round two.
Watch that wire, that's a transfer.
Okay, well, reload, we're going to have a couple different runs if that's all right, I understand. Hey, young Woody, I'm going to ride with you the next time. I guess we're doing two rounds. So next time, me and you, buddy. All right, I know I'm breaking your heart, but this thing would look a lot better with me in it, but it's all good. just after a few laps to get everybody out. Alan Clark, I want to thank Mr. Alan Clark and Advantage Tank and Bucky Bowling for Clark Babies on the Mercury to his radio from the Colorado, also to get our first feature event up tonight lined up.
You don't mind, do you?
Hey, I think you got an e-brake one, didn't you?
He takes
I thought you picked up an e-brake.
The 24 is Sean Kaufman, his rookie season in the modifieds. The 25, another rookie, Sean Martyr. And rounding it out, the 99 of Jason Gruhl. Again, by far the smallest field of modifieds we've had this season. We've been up around 20 every night, but we had a couple crashes last week that eliminated cars. Plus, with the weather forecast for today, a lot of them shied away from coming down tonight. So we're ready for green coming off of 4 with the number 2 of Lee McCreary and the 0 of Lucas Ripley. Here we go, green flag racing 25 laps in the modifieds. Good start off of the 4th corner. We've got McCreary pulling ahead by half a car length. Westerfield's going to move into the number 2 spot on the inside lane. Todd Ripley finds an opening to the inside of Mike Bowers. Lucas a little bit sideways off of 4. Lucas going to be able to get down to the bottom lane now in that number 3 position. Mike Bowers in the 0-2 car running the 2nd groove. Bowers for the 4th position. Mike Bowers on the outside of Todd Ripley for the number 4 spot. Following Lucas Ripley. Bowers, a 2nd place run last week. Right now, top 3 in points for Bowers. And having a decent run in the outside lane right now. Pulling forward, maybe giving Lucas Ripley a battle soon. For the lead, Westerfield is all over Lee McCreary. Westerfield looking to the outside lane. Westerfield battles on the high side of Lee McCreary for the race lead. Battle for the number 1 spot. Also, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th in a battle. Westerfield pulls up wheel to wheel with the number 2 car of Lee McCreary. Bowers a good run in the second lane as well. Good racing in our modified feature. Todd Ripley pulling back forward again with the 0-2 of Mike Bowers. Bowers holding him off just by centimeters at the line. We are closing on the halfway point, but still a couple of laps away from that. Westerfield going to give it another run in the second lane. McCreary just strong enough. Now it's going to be Todd Ripley to make a run to the outside lane. He's seen Bowers out there, and now it is his turn to go to the outside. He's going to try to get around his son Lucas, but he gets sideways. Mike Bowers might be able to get back by him. Mike pulls forward. In fact, had a pretty good run on the 0 of Lucas. Halfway, 13 in, 12 to go. Oh, Westerfield way sideways as he dirt tracks it into the first corner. Bowers looking to the inside of Lucas Ripley for the number 3 spot. He's opened up the bottom lane. Mike Bowers into 3rd. Westerfield continues to challenge. Just hasn't been able to pull up wheel to wheel with McCreary quite yet. McCreary a little bit free when he enters the corners on the high side. Single file as Bowers has caught the lead duo.
Going to say, Adam, Lee's holding a nice wheel up front right now.
He's been out front of the modified a couple of times, especially last year, and now we're going to have things shaken up a little bit as the 24 goes around. Sean Kaufman spins down the middle of the back straightaway. 24 of Sean Kaufman is spun, bringing out the yellow. 17 laps complete. He found victory lane a few times last year. Not this year, though. This could be the 10th different feature winner and 10 different nights of modified racing this season. Terry Coletti looks him over, green in hand, ready to go. 8 laps from the finish. We're back underway. Good restart. Into 1 and 2. Westerfield on the outside gets a great run. He's going to clear Lee McCreary, and he has taken the lead. Bowers holds on to 3rd, McCreary in the middle and 2nd. Our first repeat winner in modified racing could very well be a rookie who picked up his first modified win a week ago. He might pick up his second a week later. Mike Bowers challenging the number 2 car of Lee McCreary. 2 laps to go that time. Final 2 laps. Racing to turn number 4, seeing the white flag this time. 1 more lap to go for Tim Westerfield Jr., looking for his 2nd win in a row, his 2nd career modified feature win at Midvale Speedway. Battle continues for 4th, 5th, and 6th between the Ripleys and McClintock. They're coming to the checkered, though. It's the Gel Logistics and Wagner Fabrication. 9 of Tim Westerfield Jr., McCreary 2nd, Bowers 3rd, 4th place is Lucas Ripley, and 5th place Todd Ripley. McClintock there as well.
Good modified feature.
The Radiator Rich Gel Logistics, Baker Race Cars, Wagner Fabrication, sponsored number 9, claiming his 2nd modified feature victory, 1st repeat winner in 2013, and he does it back-to-back in weeks 9 and 10 of the season. Claiming the win tonight, Tim Westerfield Jr. Got his daughter on hand, celebrating the win. Wasn't here last week, huh?
No, she usually doesn't come. It's usually financially hard to bring her, but since I was giving a kid a ride in a race car tonight, I figured I'd bring her and give her a ride in the car. So
got to ride in the car, and then you picked up the victory. It's always good to pick up a modified win, your first of your career. We hadn't had a repeat winner. Then tonight you become the repeat winner, and you do it back-to-back. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it feels good. We definitely got this car a lot better, and seems to be a lot better, so it's staying a lot better, and makes it a lot easier. So
the caution flag that you got helped out a little bit. You were able to start right alongside of him. That made a big difference because you tried the outside for a long time. You just couldn't get the run you needed to pull up alongside of him. The car was getting free going in.
Yeah, he was running great. I don't know if I'd have got him to that caution when it came out. He was running strong, but yeah, the caution definitely helped out, and the outside line is definitely an advantage here.
People you want to thank?
All my sponsors, I think, last week, and just my family, my wife, my kids, my parents for being here, and just being able to help me be able to be here every week.
Let's hear it again for the winner, Tim Westerfield Jr.
Got up with 2nd place finisher Lee McCreary. Lee, that was a good, clean race, man. You didn't want to see that caution, did you?
No, I didn't. I hate having to run the bottom like that, but when you sandbag, it bites you in the ass.
Overall, good run tonight, good 2nd place finish. Car keeps getting better each and every week, and looking for that first win of the year.
Yeah, but it seems like every time I'm running good, I spin myself out.
Yeah, well, we all do that sometimes. Anybody want to thank on this number 2 tonight?
I have to thank my brother and Bill Shimko and my wife. She decaled this. Me and Shimko and Bill was in the garage till 1:30 this morning putting this back together from my mistake last week. I do owe the 25 an apology for last week. I didn't know he was there, and I chopped him. But, yeah, I'm finally a good night. I can load it on the trailer, and there ain't no damage, so that's a good night.
Congratulations, Lee.
Greg's recovery, Vegas Knights Terrace hair care truck, and rounding it out, the 155 with John Bertram, top qualifier. Lakes Auto Recycling, State Farm Insurance, Bond Heating and Cooling, Tony Newman Roofing Truck. And I believe that looks like it could be Kyler back behind the wheel of the 155. So we're underway for the feature event. 12-lap feature for the mini trucks. Leading is Bruce George. Calvin Tucker in the 49 truck got way sideways. Kyler Bertram trying to move up. So is Doug Decker in the 64. Bertram in the 155. Decker in the number 64. We got him 3 wide down into the corner. Keith Anderson on the inside lane, the 32, falling back as they go around to the outside. Leading the way is Bruce George in the 13. But Bruce George may be now a sitting duck, because here comes the 155 of Bertram closing quickly. Bertram on the rear bumper of George, down into the first turn, to the inside on the back stretch, and Bertram's going to make the move for the lead. Decker's going to try to follow right on the inside lane, got plenty of room to do it. Doug Decker will move into the second spot. George, who's making his first Midvale Speedway start, running pretty good tonight, drops back to third. Four laps to go as Bertram leads the way. Three laps to go for Bertram, Decker, George, and Anderson. Calvin Tucker has taken his truck to the pits. Two laps to go. Final lap coming up. One to go for Bertram. Decker keeping Bertram in his sight. Bertram would need to get sideways, though, or something drastic would have to happen for Decker to be able to get by him. Bertram's power just a little too much for Decker's handling. They come to the checkered, and Bertram will claim the win. Decker finishes second. George finishes third. Fourth place to Keith Anderson. And not able to finish the Calvin Tucker, number 49. And it is the driver change in the feature, as I thought it was. John Bertram drove it in the heat and won. His son, Kyler, driving it in the feature, picking up the win. Kyler, congratulations. Yet another feature win. Doug Decker's pretty quick in that 64. If he gets out front first, might be tough to pass him, but you were able to get there first, and you guys pulled away from the field. Good run for the 155 again.
Thanks.
Thanks, huh? Is that all it is?
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Now, this truck here is for sale. All right, truck is for sale. How much does it cost? Who do they talk to? How do they purchase this thing?
My dad, John Bertram, he's up there in the white box van with a trailer on it.
Way up on top of the big hill, right?
Yeah, he's wearing a big blue shirt.
Why are you guys selling it? You going to try to build something else?
We want a pure stock, or he's thinking about building a modified or something in that nature.
There you go. You probably wouldn't mind that too much.
No, it'd be fun.
Your winner, let's hear it for Kyler Bertram.
Okay, Adam, we're going to do our grid walk over here. I caught up with the man at Midvale Speedway, Ryan Tedesco. You got a way to go flying, Ryan.
Yeah, we had some issues with the car. We weren't quite happy with it when we qualified, so I chose to start at the tail of this feature here because I was trying like heck in the heat race to break out, get a new time.
Feature winners this season include the 28 of Ritter, the 1 of Bryant Smith. He's won 4 of them. The 2 of Alex Rosenberry, the 12 of Bubba Smith, and the 70 of Ryan Tedesco have all won features this season. Here we come to the green over in turn number 4. We're underway. Be a caution flag for a failed start. 30 laps of green. Here we go. Ritter and Schneider to try it again. Much better this time. We're underway. Into the first and second turn we go. Ritter and Schneider off the second corner. Ritter pulls out by half a car length. Now Schneider fighting back in the outside lane. A little sluggish with Schneider in turn 4. Ritter takes the lead. Schneider drops into line. Then goes back to the outside. Then goes back to the bottom. Now he looks underneath. Ritter keeps the door shut. 23 of Kirkpatrick a little bit sideways. Here comes Bubba Smith to the outside. Schneider and Ritter make contact. Smith goes around them. There goes Bryant Smith to the outside lane. Bubba Smith takes the lead. Bryant Smith looking for the number 2 spot. Schneider and Ritter got together a little bit and really helped Bubba Smith rocket into the lead. Rosenberry, he is running strong in the number 2 car as well. And Tedesco, he's not going to be far behind. Ryan Tedesco has put it in the outside lane, and he's on his way to the front. So Ryan Tedesco in the 7 is going to try to make headway as well. Some hooked up cars using that outside lane trying to get to the front of the pack. But Bubba Smith leads right now. It'll be 5 laps in at the line, 25 to go. Bubba Smith, Bryant Smith, Alex Rosenberry, Jonathan Ritter, and Bob Schneider Jr., the top 5 in the rundown. Bubba Smith right now turning laps in the 14.1s. Bryant Smith last time around a 14.1 as well. Tedesco has now worked his way into the top 5. Watching as Bryant Smith so far keeps the number 2 car Rosenberry at bay. Rosenberry closes to the rear bumper, middle of the corner. Smith exits the turn a little bit faster because he lets off earlier to get the car set to come off the corner. Rosenberry gets in stronger, and Smith obviously getting off the corner a little bit faster. So now Tedesco has cleared Ritter. He will try to close in on the lead trio. We'll see what kind of laps the 4 turn at the front of the field. Tedesco just ripped off a 14.0. I think he's got a strong car. As the lead pack will now work their way by the 69 of Bob the Animal Eichel. Ritter's car really sideways, down in 1 and 2. He's just hanging on to that ride. That thing is on edge. An accident waiting to happen for the 28 car. We've completed the first third of the race, 10 laps in. It'll be 11 in this time, 11 complete, 19 to go for Bubba Smith, who has his younger brother Brian closing quickly. .13 in this time, 17 to go. Bob the Animal Eichel takes his ride pit side, the 69 to the pits. Coming in on halfway, 15 laps in, 15 to go for Bubba Smith, Brian Smith, Alex Rosenberry, and Ryan Tedesco. And Tedesco, the car to watch right now, he is fast. He has caught Rosenberry now. Tedesco putting some of the fastest laps in this race down. Rosenberry just slipped up, opened up the bottom momentarily. Now he gives him about a quarter of a lane. Tedesco still looking low. Rosenberry now does go back to the bottom. But Tedesco is going to get another opening on the front stretch. This time he's in there. Tedesco will take over the number 3 position. Brian Smith has caught Bubba Smith. Ryan Tedesco has passed Alex Rosenberry. Will the race end like this in the top 4, or will we see some shakeups? I think we might see some shakeups because Brian Smith is now challenging. He's looking to the inside. Can't quite make the move on the number 12 car of Bubba Smith. Bubba pushing high off the corners. That's going to cost him. Smith, Bryant in the 1 car gets off the corner really good on the bottom at times. Right now, Bubba tries to hold him off. 9 laps to go. 9 to go, and Ryan Tedesco still closing. Caution, trouble in the corner. Trouble in the turn as it's the 17 of Schneider, 06 of Baker, 22 car of Miller, and the 4 of Mills. Bubba Smith on the inside, Bryant Smith on the outside, green flag, turn 4, 10 laps to go. Who will win it? One of the Smith cars. Will it be the 70 of Tedesco? Will it be the 2 of Rosenberry? Here we go to the green, off of 4, great restart. Into 1 and 2 we go. Onto the bumps a little bit, Bubba Smith. Brian Smith's going to go into the lead, but around goes Kirkpatrick, and the 23, Ron Kirkpatrick, has spun. 23 of Kirkpatrick, who was in the 5th position, spinning on his own, coming off the corner. Coming to green off of 4, Bubba Smith inside, Brian Smith outside, and we are underway. Another excellent restart for our late model competitors. Watch Tedesco in that second group of cars. Bubba Smith stays alongside, wiggles, and guess what? Kirkpatrick spins into the infield. We got a caution towards the back of the field, and it will bring out the yellow. Yellow again. Bubba Smith, Brian Smith, Ryan Tedesco, and Alex Rosenberry. Ten to go. Green is back out. Another good restart. As we race into the 1st and 2nd corner, Bubba Smith a good restart this time. Car gets a little bit tight in the middle this time. It kept traction, though, on the exit of 2, and that's going to be big. Might have a chance to hold him off. We'll see. Gets a little sideways off of 4. Down the front stretch we race. Brian Smith with the edge at the line. Bubba Smith hits the rumble bumps possibly. Bottoms out a little bit. Brian Smith pulling forward. Tedesco and Rosenberry looking for a place to go. Bubba Smith up the track some. Tedesco might find an opening. Bubba the leader at the line that time. Tedesco running in the 3rd spot. I'm telling you, if the opening is there, he might make a 3-wide pass or at least attempt to for the lead. Bubba's giving it his all, trying to hold off his brother. This time, Brian Smith at the line by mere inches. Tedesco right there again. Brian Smith sideways, middle of the backstretch. It is 6 laps to go this time. What a race in our McIntosh Oil Company late model feature. Smith, Tedesco, and Rosenberry, the 4-car pack pulling away from Ritter, Miller, Schneider, and Mills. 5 laps to go. Smith goes to the inside lane, closes the door on Tedesco. When he had the opening, he knew he wasn't going to be able to get it done in the outside lane. Bubba Smith sideways off of 4. Bryant starting to look to the inside. Bubba's going to be able to keep the door closed, and here comes Tedesco to the outside lane. Ryan Tedesco to the outside of Smith, who spun the tires. It's going to be 3 to go this time. 3 laps to go. Tedesco trying to move into that number 2 position. Bryant Smith on the inside, up the banking. Tedesco taking the number 2 spot away. But will he have enough time? Not sure that he will. Bryant Smith falls back to 3rd. Rosenberry in 4th. 1 to go this time, but Bubba Smith has built up a tour car length lead on Ryan Tedesco. Coming to the checkered flag off of turn number 4. It will be Bubba Smith, Ryan Tedesco, Bryant Smith, 2 of Rosenberry, 28 of Ritter, 22 car of Miller, 17 car of Schneider.
Boy, that was a good one, Adam.
Was an excellent race, Chris. What good racing between the 3 or 4 at the front of the pack. Rosenberry, I think the setup may be still a little bit off, going away there after the crash a week ago. Bubba's setup, I think, was starting to go away a little bit. He got up on the wheel and drove it. And Tedesco made it happen coming from the front, or from the back to the front. What a good race between all of our competitors in the late model division. Just a couple of cautions there. No tore up equipment this week. That's a good sign. And your winners climbed out. Let's hear it for Bubba Smith. Well, Bubba, congratulations. I know the wins this year have kind of come few and far between. You got one earlier this season. You got back into victory lane tonight. The car seemed pretty good early, jumped out in the right lane at the right time, got to the front. I think you were really up on the wheel late in the race to hang on to it, though.
Yeah, the car was real loose at the end. It felt great at the beginning. I seen them guys were right behind me. A couple of those restarts I needed at the end. My brother had me a few times. We got a couple lucky cautions, and the last restart I was able to stay up beside him, and the car was real tight on the restart. I was just trying to keep it off of him, and I managed to pull ahead a little bit, and I seen Tedesco was coming, but luckily it's only 30 laps and not 35.
Yeah, Tedesco was on the move from the back. You guys came through the field. What a good late model race. It's nice to have after last week. We had some cautions, a couple multi-car melees that tore up some equipment. Kind of just a clean, cool race tonight.
Yeah, it kind of sucks having a low car count like we did tonight. It was cool last week. We had 23 cars. But I was happy at the beginning. I was actually hoping the race went caution-free because I was feeling pretty good there. Once that caution came out, then that's when the car tightened up a little bit. And then once I got out front, last like 5 laps, it was super loose off the corners. And I was just trying to take it easy to stay up in front of these guys.
Well, you got the bragging rights over your brother for a week or so.
I don't have no bragging rights. He's been kicking butt this year, so I'm just happy to come away with a win.
Your winner, Bubba Smith.
Okay, Adam, we caught up with second-place finisher Ryan Tedesco, and Flying Ryan was flying tonight, buddy. You brought this thing. Looks like, the changes work, buddy, because this thing was on a rail.
Yeah, it was. We're experimenting with the bump stop stuff, and I'm still learning. It's a whole different ball game, and from where we came here tonight and where it ended up, it was a lot better. But going into that feature, I had no idea what it was going to do until we got some laps. It's all experimental.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but you were the fastest car on the racetrack. You were turning the fastest laps of anybody out there. I think you just needed one more caution. Once you got around Rosenberry and got around Bryant with a power move on the outside, just need another caution to give you a shot at Bubba.
Yeah, I think Bubba seemed like he was a little bit tight off of 2, and I could really, I don't know, when Bryant was fading back, I couldn't keep the gap closed to get by him. He ended up getting down, and then I popped outside, and the car wasn't as tight on the bottom or on the top. So I don't know. I think if we would have lined up side by side, it'd have been a heck of a restart. But then again, it's in one piece right now, so I'm happy with that.
And real good.
Is the fast feature for the compact division. Getting ready for green, coming off of turn number 4. Maddox is going to wave the green to this field of compacts to get him rolling, and we're underway. And we got him beating and banging a little bit as Waylon Orr and Justin Reneker get together on the start. Have a caution, yellow flag. Lights are out, green ready to wave, and that's a good start. Coming off of 4, Maddox waves the green. We're underway for this 15-lap compact fast feature. Down into the corner we go. Leading the way is Waylon Orr. Second is Justin Reneker. Battle for that spot now as the 80 car, Brad McLean, looks low. Clean and green so far. Maybe a little bit of rubbing here and there in 2 and 3 wide battles, but they complete the first lap in the right direction. Oh, Waylon Orr sideways in front of the field. That could have been ugly. He was able to keep the race lead, though. McLean is there, so is Reneker. Back in the field, 3 wide. Dunlap's been shuffled high. Schneider gets by, so does the 19 of Clayton Oliver. Braden Swaney in the 27, threading the needle. 09 of Ennis on the bottom of the track. And Alan Clark and Brad McLean make contact. McLean spins. After some contact from Clark, yellow flag out. Waylon Orr, Brad McLean, Justin Reneker. And Brad McLean's former car tonight being driven by Joe Leinard. Clayton Oliver restarting in 5th, and Bob Schneider Jr. restarts in 6th. 12 from the checkered flag as the field enters turn 4, gets the green, they're back underway. Joe Oliver makes a 3-wide move to the inside of Braden Swaney. Oliver from the back of the field. He's on his way to the front. Oh, Schneider comes down the banking. He and Clayton Oliver get together. Joe Oliver takes advantage of it, goes to the bottom and gets by. Schneider and Clayton Oliver bump tires on the front stretch, a scary moment. And now 2 rows of 2 wide. Look out. Joe Oliver getting to the inside of Reneker. The room wasn't there. Now a couple of other cars go around. Schneider in the 157, one of those. He stops on the edge of the track, and caution is out. For this compact feature event, here we go. Bad start for the number 4 of Joe Oliver. He closes the door, though, on the 09 of Wes Ennis. And Oliver's not up to speed. Joe Oliver in the number 4 is not up to speed. He was the top qualifier. Tough night for Wes Ennis in the 09. 10 laps to go, coming off of 4 for Waylon Orr and Brad McLean. Here we go. Waylon Orr back out front into the lead. McLean stays in the outside lane. That opens the door for the number 50. The 50 of Joe Leinert tonight, his first appearance on the racetrack at Midvale this season. And he's running well. He's got a shot at this one, though still a lot of laps left. And I think Braden Swaney and Jeffrey Orr are making their ways to the front. They're the top 2 in our points. Waylon Orr, dirt track it again down in 4, got way sideways. Now Clayton Oliver is going to thread the needle. Joe Leinert up the track. They bump tires. Scary moment for the 2. Field stacking up. Clayton Oliver looked to the inside of Orr. The door closed. And now who will be first to step out of line? It's going to be Braden Swaney in the 27, I think. No, it's going to be Clayton Oliver. Clayton Oliver will go for the lead. Joe Leinert with a flat left side tire. He'll pull into the infield as Oliver takes the lead. Clayton Oliver out front. Second spot battle right now between Braden Swaney. Well, that battle's over. Swaney takes over. 6 to go. Final 5 laps will be coming up this time. Kyle Grove has rallied. He's going for 3rd. Grove will move into the 3rd spot. Jeffrey Orr's right behind him. Clayton Oliver, I believe, is looking for his first Midvale Speedway feature win. And his car is hooked up, handling well, and leading with 4 to go. Schneider in the 157. Nice comeback there as he's going to move into the number 5 spot. He clears Orr. Braden Swaney has found victory lane a couple of times this season. Would like to do it once again tonight to try to extend his point lead. Also, Jeffrey Orr gets to the inside of Kyle Grove, just wasn't able to complete the pass. It will be the white flag this time. 1 more lap to go. Final lap for the 19 of Clayton Oliver. Coming off of 4, Clayton Oliver picks up the win. 2nd spot to Braden Swaney. Kyle Grove 3rd. Jeffrey Orr 4th. 5th spot, good run for Schneider, rallying back through the field. 6th spot to Joe Oliver. 7th to Waylon Orr. 8th place, Alan Clark. Hey, Maddox, you got to flag a whole race. Was that fun up there?
Yeah,
Did you think you were going to get to flag the whole race, or did you think you're just going to get to give the green?
just get the green.
Hey, well, I'm glad you had a good time tonight, didn't you?
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for coming down.
Yep.
Give a nice round of applause for Maddox joining us tonight here at Midvale Speedway. He's had some tough years fighting some illnesses, but it's good to see him here with a smile on his face at Midvale Speedway. And Terry and Jason did a great job working with him to flag the whole compact feature. Your winner tonight, Clayton Oliver, his first feature win. Clayton, congratulations on the win. You were here in Victory Lane, a couple of team cars making Victory Lane this year. You were able to find Victory Lane tonight, and the car was good. You made the right move to the outside for the lead and the win. You held off Braden Sweeney, who's really good in these compacts. Good job.
Thank you. I just want to thank my grandma, my grandpa, my Uncle Timmy, all my cousins, all my family, my sponsors. Just everyone is so nice to me, and I thank everyone for it. The fans, thank you all for coming out. This one's for my dad, though. He passed away last year, 6/16/12. This one's for him, though.
Let's hear it again for the winner, Clayton Oliver. Of course, his dad, Bob Oliver, used to race with us in the pure stock division at times, drove a number 19, just as Clayton runs now.
Okay, I'm going to catch up with a couple pure stockers here. Josh Moss in the car tonight. Todd picked up a feature win earlier this year. What do you got for him tonight, starting on the pole?
Well, I'm going to try to keep her down, make them go around the outside.
Good luck tonight, buddy.
Thanks.
It's Josh Moss starting up front. Wild Bill Aubill. What do you got for him, buddy?
Hopefully I got something for him with everything we've done to the car last week.
And it'd be a nice late birthday present for you, too.
What's that?
Nice late birthday present for you, too. Be a good birthday present for David tonight, too.
He'll be the big 19 tomorrow.
All right, happy birthday to David Aubill.
Don Boron Jr., 84. Rich Schweitzer, 49. Teddy Oliver, 62. Rick Elkins Jr., 13 is Michael Keefe. 68, Gary Hoopengarner. The 22 of Dennis Wood. And the number 15 is John Pritchett. The green is out. We're underway. Moss and Aubill get together. We're going to pile them up over in turn number 2. Caution flag is out as Moss and Aubill get together. And they bring out the caution. I think Moss slid up and clipped the 31 of Aubill in that second corner and stacked them up in front of the field. And Michael Keefe in the 13 restarts in 6th. Green flag is out. We're underway. Side by side, we race at the front of the field for the lead. Bill Aubill with the advantage. Inside lane moving forward. Trouble down in the corner. Rick Elkins Jr., Rich Schweitzer coming to a stop. Harmon inching forward. He goes into the lead. Schweitzer going to come along in the outside lane. Harmon leading the way. Schweitzer trying to get into the second spot on the outside of Abel. Right now, Boron, the point runner-up, coming in this week, running in fourth. Oliver, who was second quick in qualifying tonight, also trying to move up with Elkins. Boron going to be able to work by Schweitzer, it looks. Teddy Oliver to the inside for the number 5 position. Michael Keefe holds him off. Boron, some contact with a 31 of Abel. This could heat things up a little bit. Second, third, and fourth. Oliver on the move, and so is Elkins. Elkins has the opening he needs to make the move on Keefe down the backstretch. Keefe will eventually push up and give him room. Don Boron Jr. for the number 3 position, as Schweitzer's been able to get by Bill Abel. Halfway this time, 10 laps in, 10 laps to go for Nick Harmon. Elkins on the outside of Abel for the number 4 position. Side by side they race. At the line this time, it's Abel by a mere centimeter. Here comes Oliver thinking about making it 3 wide. Up front, single file, everybody just on a little Saturday night cruise. This time at the line, Elkins edges Abel. Good battle right now going on, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Dennis Wood in the 22 car heading to the pits. Saw Tim Westerfield Jr. a week ago pick up his first career modified win. Tonight he won his second. Nick Harmon picked up his first pure stock win last week. Tonight he's going to pick up his second, it looks. 5 laps to go for Nick Harmon. Boy, Oliver and Abel got together. They just about spun. They got him righted. They kept going. Keefe back to the inside of Oliver. And they get together. And Oliver spins. Caution out. Green flag is out, back underway. Good restart coming off of the 4th corner. It is Schweitzer on the outside and Harmon on the inside lane. Harmon into the corner, look out. Into the wall hard as Harmon in the 9 slams the outside retaining wall as we've got caution as Harmon slams the wall. And the driver, Nick Harmon, is climbed from behind the wheel. Wow. What a hard crash for Harmon, but the driver is okay. Something happened going toward the corner. You could see heavy smoke coming out of it. It looked like the engine blew, but it looked like the throttle stuck. So not totally sure what was the culprit, but he absolutely demolished the number 9 car on the outside retaining wall, pushed back. Unbelievable crash.
Hey, Adam, I will tell you that the driver is okay. He said that there was not a mechanical issue. He was pushed up into the corner. That's the word from the 9.
He doesn't really. No, there was definitely a mechanical issue. He has no idea. I mean, he was by himself on that deal. That thing just took off. It was a rocket. I don't know what caused it. It just took off. Hey, unbelievable. They got it great on Mid-Vid. Nobody was even close to the rear bumper. The car just took off. You could see going right into the entry of the corner, it started smoking. His throttle stuck is what looks like happened, because he started smoking, and I think it might have been tire smoke from when he was on the brakes.
Hey, Adam,
that's exactly what it was.
I can tell you that he's a little groggy over here. When I told him that we seen the replay and nobody touched him, he was a little amazed, I think. But I can tell you that he moved the wall over here in turn 3 about 3 feet. Section of that concrete wall was busted, and he moved it about 3 feet, right at the kind of caught right where the 2 Jersey barriers go together, and it's broken apart pretty good up here where Mr. Neely is.
Yeah, we can see it all the way from over here, so we know it's bad. That's what happened. His throttle stuck. I'm almost guaranteed, because you can see the tire smoke. Tires locked up. He hits the wall. That's where the fire came out once he broke stuff underneath the hood, knocked off the fuel pump.
Hey, Adam, that is correct. We're looking at it over here, and the throttle did stick on the number 9, so throttle is stuck wide open.
Can you see what caused it, though? Like, are you looking underneath the hood compartment?
Yeah, that's affirmative. I don't see anything where it caught.
On the firewall.
On the firewall, Gabe says. Yes, it is. It's caught on the firewall.
There you go. Heavy crash down in turn 3, probably one of the hardest hits. We haven't had a throttle. We've been pretty fortunate here at the racetrack.
gear or is it stuck?
I don't know. I thought it was going to burn out.
Nick.
Hold on, let me get in. It's out of gear. Well, it's still got a steering gear. I mean, brake.
Yeah, I think I'm fine. It was quite a ride, but
Seemed like, you know, when I talked to you initially, you thought somebody got into you, but it definitely looks like the throttle hung up on the firewall there. Tough break, buddy.
yeah, it is. I swore somebody was pushing me. That's what it felt like, but I guess not.
Main thing is you're okay, buddy.
Yeah, I thought I was going to burn alive in the thing, but
Good job getting out. Good job by our track crews to make sure we got you out of the car. So
yeah.
Kudos to them, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's Nick Harmon doing okay over here.
The pure stock division this year, these two drivers at the front. Now, one of the recent stories is the very fast number 62 of Elkins. He restarts in third, and the green is about to wave in turn 4, 5 laps from the finish. Schweitzer on the inside of Boron. Boron, good restart. He pulls forward, coming out of twos. Not going to be able to clear him quite yet. Elkins looking for an opening. Schweitzer drives it in hard, slides through the slick stuff, opens up the inside for Elkins. Elkins goes to the inside. He's heading to the front. Schweitzer giving him a little bit of room on the bottom. Battle for the lead continues. Teddy Oliver pulling pit side of the 49. His car not quite right. It will be, this time around, 3 laps to go. 3 to go, and Rick Elkins Jr. is the new leader. Schweitzer able to get down and hold on to second. His car shoving a little bit, though, opening up that bottom lane, and Boron almost got by him. 2 to go for Elkins. Still pretty slick down there in 3 and 4.
Yeah, guys having a lot of trouble right on that bottom middle lane, and they're right side tires just right along where that slick stuff is.
1 to go. Final lap for Elkins. Looking for his first win in a few years. Elkins, former pure stock driver, raced in the modifieds for a short time as well, and he's going to claim the convincing pure stock win tonight. Rick Elkins Jr. Second goes to Schweitzer, third to Boron, fourth to Abel, and fifth to Michael Keefe.
Hey, Adam, I will pass along that Schweitzer's having a lot of camber issues after that accident that he was involved in. That's why he slipped back a little bit. Big time right front camber issues on the 84.
The Stewart's Flooring, World Import Automotive, number 62, claiming the victory in the pure stock division tonight. Set fast time earlier tonight with a new track record. Your winner, Rick Elkins Jr. Been a while since you've been in victory lane here, hasn't it?
Yeah, about 5 years.
5 years? That seems like a long, long time ago. Probably in the pure stock?
Yeah, I think so.
This car running pretty good. Right out of the trailer the first night it was down here, it was a fast time setter. You had some adjustments you had to make on it to conform to the specifications. You did that, and the car's still good. It was even faster the last couple of weeks, setting quick time. And last week in the feature had some mechanical issues. Tonight it makes it to the end, and it was strong, even coming from the back.
Yeah, last week we the wire came out of the distributor, lost all power, so got that taken care of, and put a lot of time in this thing, made sure it was perfect, and it's pretty good.
It is good. Good driver, good race car, good car owner over there, and you've got a win. Congratulations.
Thanks. I want to thank Tim Nagel, World Import. He helped me a lot. Adam Stewart, Larry Smith, Linda, Leosis, Mom, Dad, Emmy. Thanks.
There you go, your winner, Rick Elkins Jr.
I got nobody over here, Adam, so I guess we'll fill some time here real quick. I got bypassed by your second and third place finishers. I think just a little frustrated, a little hot for those guys. And I asked Rich Schweitzer real quick, you know, about the accident. I said, you had a front row seat for that one. He said, man, he was hauling the mail. No, we're not.
Well, we're underway, and then we're not underway.
And Treffler back after that that hard hit in turn 3 and 4 there. His mark's still up there on the wall too, and he lost his hood as well, Adam.
Everything's falling apart. Zach Koger and Jason Yone, 2 compact rookies at Midvale Speedway, ready for the restart. Blaine Salisbury threading the needle. Might get caught in the third lane, though. It's not going to matter. He's going to get up to the outside of the 25 of Yone, down the backstretch into the corner. Gerald Hahn makes a move to the inside of Jason Yone for the second spot. Pick up that position. Blaine Salisbury, the leader. Hahn second. Third is Yone. Fourth is Dale Beatty. Fifth, Lisa Moore. Laney Stresky looking for the 6th spot. Tim Frederick moving up as well. Dale Beatty up into the number 2 spot. Lisa Moore looking for the number 3 position. Hahn will keep the door closed so far. And soon to be a battle for the lead as Blaine Salisbury has been run down by the 97 of Dale Beatty. Lisa Moore running in third. Tim Frederick running fourth. Gerald Hahn in the 5th spot. 6 laps into the books. Jamie Beatty in the 34 car might be going into the pits, and is. Jamie Beatty off the track. Laney Stresky making a move on the 25 of Hahn. That's for the 25 of Yone, rather. That's for 6th. Tim Frederick making some headway now. In the 4th spot is Frederick. Battling with Lisa Moore. Frederick and Lisa Moore in a battle for 3rd. Frederick gets to the inside, will make the move. She gives him room going into the 3rd corner. 5 laps to go for Blaine Salisbury. Frederick into the second spot. Look out, Koger nearly gets into the wall. Close call there as Frederick, Salisbury, and Beatty battle for the lead. 3 cars going for the race lead. Lisa Moore not too far behind. 2 to go. Shaping up to be a battle down to the finish. Final lap coming up. 1 to go for Blaine Salisbury. Frederick looks to the outside. Frederick looks out there, gets a little sideways, drops back to the bottom lane, within striking distance still. Down the backstretch, half a lap to go. Going to come to the checkered off of turn number 4. To the checkered, and it is Blaine Salisbury taking the win. Second spot to Tim Frederick, third to Dale Beatty, fourth to Lisa Moore. Ran in the stock compacts last year, picked up some wins, ran in the fun packs this year, and also found victory lane. Now he does it here in the compact division in our B feature tonight. Your winner, Blaine Salisbury. Well, congratulations, Blaine. Blaine, the car finds victory lane tonight. You protected that bottom very well. You had Dale Beatty catch you. He tried to get around you, couldn't quite do it. You had Tim Frederick catch you. He was looking outside, looking inside, couldn't quite do it. Car was just good enough to hang on to the win.
Car wasn't too bad. I want to thank MSD Designs, PhilChalmers.com's Tap and Drive Through, Fun Fact and News. There's probably more, but I can't think of it.
I don't know. I thanked him earlier, I think. So you're good to go. Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
Blaine Salisbury, the winner in car number 29. Lap feature for the fun packs. Ready to roll coming off of 4. It's on the road course. Alan Walker and Howard Bartholow coming to the green flag. Off, and this is our final feature of the evening. Do want to wish Jason Neely, our flagman for this race, a happy birthday. He's celebrating a birthday this weekend. So happy birthday to Jason, standing down there on the wall. Happy birthday to the mother of Adam Stewart as well, Linda, who's celebrating tonight. Been in victory lane a couple times this evening. She celebrated her birthday just a couple of days ago. Look out. Down through the infield we go. Couple of cars. The 05 Ellerick then misses the other side of the track. Oh, why don't I hit that part of the grass? Let's go through the middle grass. No, he missed the middle grass. Try that one. Nope. And back on the asphalt it goes.
I think he thought he was at 250 again.
It looked like he was trying to avoid the asphalt. And Walker still leading. He won the heat race earlier, and by holding off Colton Bryan and Bartholow and Bloom. Oh, what a move by the number 50 of Dan Buckey. Dan Buckey's got a chance. Will he take over third? I don't know if he's going to be able to clear the 115 of Bartholow. Bartholow, that extra boost of power going into the third corner. Bucky's still working out there as he tries to make his way to the front. And in the process, Bloom's able to get by. Colton Bryan for the lead. Colton Bryan to the outside of Alan Walker for the lead. They'll be completing lap number 4 with 8 laps to go. Plenty of time left in this race as the two race side by side. Walker doesn't give Colton much room. They go down towards the grass area, still side by side, down into the first corner of the big oval. And this whole field, just about, other than the 05 of Ellerick, going to be within striking distance for a victory. 5 cars going for a possible win. Colton Bryan gets back down, bumper to bumper, makes a move. That was a big move. He's going to go to what is now the inside. Walker runs him way out into the grass, continues to turn him down into the grass. '88 car Walker pulling off into the infield after continuing to drive the 21 car in through the grass. 50 car of Bucky takes the lead. Colton Bryan's car still running strong, so now some contact coming from the 151 of Bloom. He and Bryan getting together, beating and banging on this big road course.
Wow.
21 with a flat tire. Colton Bryan's number 21 with a flat. Unreal. A lot of rough ones in this one. Saw the 88 roughhouse in the 21. Saw the 151 roughhouse the 21. Saw the 21 roughhouse the 151. We got him leading, though, the number 50 car of Dan Bucky. 8 laps in, 4 to go.
And Bucky's having some issues with that car. It's really missing bad.
He is giving up the lead here in a moment, maybe to the 115 of Barthlow. Barthlow not passing him, though. It's like Barthlow didn't want to pass him. Leading the way, the 115 of Howard Barthlow. Barthlow has taken the lead from Dan Bucky. Bucky's car seemed to be running a little bit better now, staying within striking distance. Just seems to be losing a little bit of power. And Barthlow is pulling away. Howard Barthlow looking for the feature win tonight. 2 laps to go, 10 complete now. Barthlow hits his marks in this one. He's going to pick up a win. White flag. 1 to go for the 115 of Barthlow. Bucky with some mechanical issues in that 50 car. Not going to be able to catch him, I don't think. Coming to the checkered flag, picking up the win will be the 115 of Howard Barthlow. Second spot to Dan Bucky. Third to the 151 of Chris Bloom.
What are you doing down here?
I had to come down and bring the picks down so we can do the drawing tonight, and I had to come down and take the picture. You know, Matt's not here to help out tonight, so I got to do his job and my job. And
Well, I am supposed to pass along to you that you're supposed to take a microphone over to Ritter next week. He said that ever since he hasn't been doing interviews, he ain't been running very well.
that's true. That's true. And you won't be here next week. Or
I
the
will
week
be
after.
I will be in Myrtle. I'm hoping that maybe I will get back if I beat feet. I'll be
Yeah.
back in 2 weeks.
Well, that'd be nice.
Yes, it would. And of course, you're going to run 50-lap twin features while I'm gone. Thanks.
Right, correct. There's going to be a special guest appearance competing with those guys we saw tonight.
Well, I know because I seen him over there getting 4 tires tonight, and I was going to ask him to give an update of the mosquitoes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause. The 115, Howard Bartholow. All right, big guy. That was some wild and crazy stuff. First, you had the 88 and the 21 all over each other, and then Bucky had his problems, and you just right through the middle.
Oh, I enjoyed it. It's fun.
Well, absolutely. How do you like these road courses?
Oh, I like them.
I like them too. They're fun to watch, and the beating and banging is a good thing.
Yeah, it's good. It's fun.
Anybody you want to thank on this machine tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Paul Stahl for helping me keep it together, and Chris Bloom and Danny Bloom, and Trenton Tire and Bates Metal and Prize Valley Storage.
Well, congratulations, buddy. Victory lane.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Howard Bartholow. And he's going to do the drawing. Sorry. I'm here. I didn't go anywhere. And what do we got, Howard? Adam?
Big oval.
Big oval.
Big oval. They're going to run just like the other drivers next week.
All right. Big oval it is next week. Hey, Bucky, what was going on with your car, man?
I think coil pack. I bought a cheap one at Advanced Auto.
Hey, it almost sounded like that thing was running out of fuel. Hey, you wasn't running out of fuel?
That's right.
You weren't running out of fuel?
No, I'm sure it's coil pack.
All right. Well, good run. Hey, you made it second place. AutoZone next week. All right. That's Dan Bucky, your second place finisher. He's going to AutoZone. Yeah, you could go to Federated Auto Parts. Go down and see Kevin McClintock. They'll hook you up, too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out tonight on a wild and crazy night at Midvale Speedway. Some great feature action. We'll see you back here next week for twin 50-lap features with your modifieds and late models next week. Should be an awesome show. The fun packs will be on the big oval. The compacts will be on the big oval. And we should have some good racing here next week. So we'll, and a special guest appearance by a veteran driver. We'll just put it that way in the late model division coming up next week.